What we had done was we had taken this, the end of this Premier One poultry net and brought it out and put that right there in the center. So each, the horses could have one side and the cows could have the other, basically. That's what we did. Hey, good afternoon, folks. I bought this when we got the cow. I bought this when we built the fence last year.
That was last year when it was like summer. Last summer.
Last summer. 110 gallons, oval. It was good when we had the horses and the horses were the only ones out here. I was watching Greg Judy from Green Pastures Farm in Missouri. I think his YouTube channel is called Greg Judy Regenerative Farmer or something like that. Just look up Greg Judy and you'll find his channel. Anyway, he has mastered the art of, let's just say, grass farming. He's a grazer. He uses cattle to enrich soil and grow grass. At any rate, I was going through one of his series on infrastructure. And we have the cows, or the mama cow and fawns, Pearl and fawns, and then we have the horses now. And so what we have been doing, I don't know if you can kind of see here, what we've been doing is we have this run-in split in two by this livestock panel here, this livestock gate. And what we had done was we had taken this, the end of this Premier One poultry net and brought it out and put that right there in the center. So each, the horses could have one side and the cows could have the other, basically. That's what we did. But it doesn't always work out to have the horses and the cows right next to each other. Sometimes, I mean, even though we have 3.3 acres here, and probably 2.5 of the acres are pastured in. So even though it's a small amount, we may not have them right across from each other. In Greg Judy's video, he had but a 55-gallon drum that he had cut in half to be the water for a whole bunch of cows. And the way he pulled that off, I mean, I'm talking not in the summertime, but this is specifically in the fall and winter when they're not drinking quite as much. He used that for near 200 cattle. And the way he did that was he had a float. And he has all that on his channel. Hi, how are you? I'm going to have to edit so much of this out. So if you're really interested in the float valve, you can check it out. We're not going that way. We don't have a whole bunch of stock, so we're not going that way right now. In the future, we will definitely use the float valves, especially most likely the ones that he recommends, because he's put them through the paces for the past 20 years. So if he says it's a good one, I'm going to go with what he says. I don't know if you can see that. $74.99 from Tractor Supply. $75 for that 110-gallon water. So because we don't have that much stock, our stock doesn't go through 110 gallons of water very quickly. So we wind up having to flip the thing all the time, clean it out, and put new water in it. Rosie wants to come really bad. Come on, Poo Pie. Yep, you heard me. Call my daughter Poo Pie. Don't even ask me how she got that nickname. Nicknames just kind of spiral around here. And on our small farm with our, small amount of stock, I'm sure you can find barrels. You can go on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, classifieds, means that you have in your area. I'm sure they can be found where they're free. Maybe you know somebody who just has a bunch of food grade barrels that are just sitting around and have never had anything toxic in them. You can get them for free. Well, I can probably get them for free if I waited long enough, but I want to go ahead and implement this now so we don't have to be moving that big thing around and dumping it out all the time. So what I did, there's a place very close, just a couple miles from our house, and he has these food grade barrels that he sells for pretty cheap. So these are 30-gallon barrels, not huge, and I paid $15 a piece for them. I bought two. We have one for the horses, one for the cow. I think 30 gallons is even a little much. So I'm going to cut, I'll show you when I'm done. I'm going to cut at this ridge right here, and that'll probably take it down, and my guess is around 25 gallons. One thing I'm going to implement, and I'll show it to you later, Greg Judy has a tab that he kind of cuts out with a drilled hole so that you can attach it to a fence or a tree, anything, because stock, especially when it's hot in summer, flies are getting on them, they will rub their heads on everything and they will knock over your water barrels or your troughs or whatever you have out there. So since we're going with this kind of smaller but taller, we're definitely going to put that hole in there, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. It was something sweet in here, because it smells really sweet. So now, you see, we have a barrel. Left the tab in there. I'll drill a hole right through there, and we'll be able to tie this up. Got two. I'm going to do that same thing to the other one. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this was informative for you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we got more videos coming out. You'll have a blessed day.